All right, Rex, welcome back.
Mhm.
It's been about 2 weeks since you were here. When at our last visit, we worked together to set some goals that you were going to focus on. Where are you at with that?
I believe that one of the goals that we had was to find a job, and I found one. I work at the AutoZone Hub in Dallas.
Okay.
I work in the parts department. I'm distributing parts. They needed an assistant manager, so I got hired on because of my knowledge of cars and the car parts and how they work.
Okay.
So they hired me on as the assistant manager, and I work in the distribution center, and basically I make sure that the parts that are getting shipped out are the correct parts for the correct car, and
Very
make
good.
sure nothing's getting shipped out that's wrong, and make sure that the labels are correct, and ship them out.
Okay. Do you remember the other goals that we set?
For me to find and attend alcohol and marijuana/drug usage meetings, and also to find a productive outlet for my anger.
Okay. So it sounds like you remember the goals. You filled me in on the job goal. Where are we at with the other?
For my marijuana usage, I've chosen to not seek professional help for my marijuana usage. I believe that it's not as big of a problem as other people may see it as. I've stopped drinking altogether.
Okay.
I decided that yes, me drinking is dangerous because I do have an anger problem, and I'd prefer not to be drunk and be angry.
So let me make sure I understand. We set the goal for you to attend meetings or find other professional help for your marijuana and alcohol usage, but you chose not to follow through with that goal, but instead do something on your own?
Yeah.
Okay.
The alcohol usage is non-existent anymore. I don't drink anymore, and I made that decision for myself on my own.
How difficult has it been not to drink?
It hasn't been very difficult at all.
Okay.
I left here that day. I went home. I had a beer, and that was the last one I had. That was it. And, I said, I might as well have one last beer while I watch basketball game, and watched the basketball game, and drank that one beer, and finished it at halftime, put the bottle in the garbage can, and went and got a Dr. Pepper. And I've been drinking caffeinated soda and a lot of water, actually, instead.
Good.
I opted not to seek any help at all for my marijuana usage because I don't believe it's a problem. I haven't been doing anything that's affecting anything that I do in my personal life or my job. I don't smoke at work. I don't smoke before work. I smoke right before I go to bed. I'll use, I'll smoke a bowl, or I'll smoke a joint or a blunt or whatever. And then I go in my room and I lay down and, drift off to sleep. And, that's the only time I'm smoking weed. I'm not smoking weed at parties. I'm not smoking weed while I'm driving. I know who grows my plant and, where everything comes from. So I know it's not, dangerous or laced or anything. I know exactly what I'm getting. I know exactly what I'm smoking. I know exactly how much I'm smoking. And I know exactly when I'm smoking it.
So what I'm hearing you say is, even though your father feels like your usage of marijuana is a problem and is going to lead to other things, you disagree.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Okay.
I think people have their own choice when it comes to
I
drugs.
think the law has that choice, so you need to be careful there.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, when it comes to what I mean is like leading to harder things, leading to different things.
Okay.
I think people set their own choices when it comes to that. Obviously, it is illegal, and that's kind of why I do it as best as I can to not, do anything dangerous.
Sure.
And keep it as low key as possible. Don't advertise that I smoke weed, stuff like that, and just keep it on the low key. I don't go out in public smelling like pot. I don't go out in public with pot. I keep it all locked away somewhere where it's not in view. No one touches it. No one finds it except for me You know, my dad knows where it's at. But
So let me ask you this: what are you going to do if AutoZone decides to drug test you?
actually, AutoZone has a non-drug testing policy unless you are 21 years or older and drive their company vehicles.
Is that part of why you went to work there?
No, I went to work there because I get discounts on auto parts, and I like to build cars, and I like to help my friends build cars, and I enjoy it.
Okay.
So I chose to work there because working on them becomes a lot easier and a lot cheaper because now I have a shop to work in whenever I need to.
Okay.
I have discounts on parts for my friends, so I mean they pay me extra, so I make a profit off of it. And, you know, it's a great way to start up a garage or whatever in the
Okay.
future, you know.
Okay.
I mean, it would be really cool for me to open up a custom car and bike garage. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Okay.
I mean, I'd love to do that and just, you know, be able to go out, you know, New York City or,
Sure.
you know, LA and just find old cars that are just torn up that people are just driving around and, you know, make them an offer and buy the car and then take it back to my garage, flip it and sell it to somebody who wants it. You know,
Okay.
someone who's going to take care of it. I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Let's talk about your outbursts, both verbal and physical. Have you had any in the last couple of weeks?
I've had 2 verbal outbursts that weren't as bad as they normally are. One was at my dad, and one was at my ex-girlfriend. We were, I told you last time, my ex-girlfriend, we went out for 3 years, and then we broke up, or she broke up with me. And
And why did she break up with you?
because of my anger issues and my lack of ability to deal with them or seek help, which is why I came to you. You know, I wanted to seek help for myself. My dad wanted me to seek help, and, you know, evidently my girlfriend wanted me to seek help, so.
So, if I understand you correctly, you are finally seeing that, yes, you do have a problem, and it is impacting those around you, the people that you love.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've always kind of known, since I've started having anger issues, you know, a few months ago, I've known that, you know, I'm more angry than I should be, or I'm more angry than I used to be,
Okay.
and that I'm outbursting in ways that I normally wouldn't.
Okay.
I've always known that. I just never thought I was actually hurting people. And then, come to find out I am, and, like, I see I'm not the type of person that doesn't see the recoil of their own actions.
Okay.
Or the effect of their own actions.
That's good to know.
So then when I see that, and I see those actions and how they hurt the people, or how they affect the other people, you know, as long as it's, like, in my eyes, something that is deemed bad, you know, like a physical confrontation that ends in, you know, black eye or something like that. You know, I can see that. Or someone that walks away crying. Like, I can see that. And so it makes me feel bad, and I don't want to be that person. You know?
Okay.
I want to be better than that. I want to be how I used to be. Which, I mean, I've always had kind of like an angry demeanor. But I never got to the point to where I was angry at everyone for everything. I used to be angry at people for doing things wrong. And not living up to their potential and not doing what they're supposed to. And now I'm just mad at everybody for everything.
Okay. So, how many outbursts, physical outbursts, have you had? None?
I've had 9.
Okay. What are you doing to channel that energy? Because if we recall, they were fairly frequent.
To be honest, I've been doing 2 things. I have a basketball court at my house, and so I've been playing a lot of basketball.
Okay.
Just going outside, shooting hoops for 2 or 3 hours, and just having fun, you know, just doing my thing.
2 or 3 hours a day?
Well, just whenever I have a feel the need to have an outburst, I go outside and
I
shoot.
thought you were doing 2 or 3 hours of basketball a day. I was going to wonder why you were messing with cars instead of being in the NBA with that kind of practice.
No. But yeah, it's fun to get back out there. You know, I have a couple friends that sometimes come over and play with me.
That's good.
You know, have a little bit of fun. And to be honest, I mean, I actually, marijuana has helped me a lot with my violent and physical outbursts, and it's also prevented me from having verbal outbursts, because at night, you know, whenever I do smoke, you know, that's when a lot of the bad things, you know, around the house happen. That's when, you know, everyone around the house that comes over, you know, they're tired, they're in a bad mood, they're ready to go to bed, they're ready to get ready for work, and, you know, when I am high, I don't feel the need to have any confrontation. I want to relax. So it's a way for me to more easily, not be selfish and not be, confrontational about anything. Because when I am high, then, somebody asks me to do something and then I'm just like, you know what, I don't want to fight about it. So yeah, I'll just do it.
What I'm hearing you say is you're using marijuana to self-medicate, and rather than actually dealing with the issue or issues, you're using marijuana to put you in a state of, I don't care. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yeah, in
Do
some
you
cases.
really think that's a healthy thing?
I think it can be, because during the rest of the day, I can handle myself. And I can deal with it on my own.
So it sounds like we need to focus, and we'll start on this probably next session. It sounds like we need to figure out why the issues at home take marijuana to deal with, where issues at work do not. We need to figure out what those triggers are at home that make home so difficult to deal with. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, what I want you to do the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna give you some homework.
Okay.
I want you to keep a log of what it is, what things at home are irritating you, are pushing you to either smoke pot or respond inappropriately. And then we'll start figuring out how to deal with those.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Good job.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Yes,
I would like to see no pot usage. I really would. I know Dad would. But so far you're making a lot of good progress. I'm very proud of you.
Yes,
Keep
ma'am.
up the good work.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
All right. Thank you.